Yeah, Munchdaster, this is Munchdaster's Dungeon Master Masterclass, Chapter 3, Section 8, where I'm going to go over how to deal with problem players. Now, my advice is deal with them as quickly as you can and just get rid of them. Like, it's worth to lose the money from that one player if they are spoiling the fun for everyone. Now, it is advantageous to try to talk things out with them, to try to work things out with them, maybe move them into a different group if they're not meshing well with the players in that group, and you could keep a reoccurring player, and it could be very helpful. But one bad apple does sour the bunch. It's a cooperative role playing game. So if one player is acting out of line and not meshing with the other players, not doing it in the storyline, it is always beneficial to address it immediately and try to fix it, or remove that player, move them to a different game, or kick them out of the server if they don't want to change. Because the reality is, you have to overall shepherd this sort of flock of players. And if they're fighting amongst themselves and if there's issues and stuff like that, you have to manage that. As the dungeon master, you have to manage the people in your server, not only their characters. So you have to keep this across the table conflict down to a minimum. A lot of great ways to do that is to just partition off your players into groups where these people get along, these people get along. If two people don't sit next to each other in class, kind of a deal, move them to a different party if they're not working out. But you have to address it quickly. Don't be afraid to just immediately. I mean, I will just kick people out of the server. If you're causing trouble, you're out, and I'm not even going to talk to you half the time, which is bad advice, which is why I'm telling you to maybe talk to them. But I just half the time just throw them out because I'm not going to sit there and waste my time trying to tell a grown adult how to play a fantasy game. you know. uh, but but there's a lot of different ways to treat people. But what you should do is, like, as far as your vetting process should be, meet them and talk to the people and get a sense of their character as a human being. Don't give them an application. Speak to them in person, and then that way you're going to know if they're going to mesh with your other players or not, and you'll get an idea of it. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and thanks for watching Dungeon Master Masterclass Chapter 3.